Welcome to the Deep Dive. We sort through, well, all the noise to bring you insights that really matter. Today, we're diving into something we all kind of grapple with. Health and wellness, especially now in our super fast-paced world. We're looking at some reflections from Dr. Surta Ramavishnoi's audio and blog work, and also some details about Supremedic's role in healthcare. So if you ever felt a bit lost with all the wellness advice flying around, you're definitely in the right place. Our goal today, to get past those old definitions and find a way to think about health that feels more, I guess, relevant to how we actually live.
That's exactly right. It's so easy to get caught up in, the latest trend, the miracle cure, all the things you should be doing for your health.
Yeah.
And I think Dr. Vishnoi's personal take, plus the kind of practical side from Supremedic, gives us a really solid, grounded starting point.
Okay, so let's start with the old way. For years, health basically just meant, well, not being sick, right?
Right.
But when you start and think about it, especially with everything going on today, that just feels like it's missing a lot, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's a very basic definition, almost sets the bar too low. It defines health only by what it isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got the World Health Organization, the WHO. Their definition tries to be broader. They say health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity.
Okay, that sounds better.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds great, actually.
Yeah.
But that word, complete, that one really stands out.
It does.
Especially when you think about real life, like stressful jobs, money worries, grabbing quick food, feeling maybe a bit lonely, even with all the tech, pollution, constant information, is aiming for complete well-being, just setting us up to feel like we're, failing all the time.
That's a really sharp point. If complete is the goal, well, modern life itself, with all its built-in stresses, can make that feel almost impossible.
Right.
And what's interesting in Dr. Vishnoi's perspective is how he sort of gently questions that ideal. He makes you think maybe chasing perfection actually stops us from seeing and nurturing the real health we can have day to day.
How so?
Well, think about the pressure to always be on, always productive. If well-being has to be complete, then anytime you feel tired or need a break, suddenly that feels like a failure.
Instead of just being human.
Exactly. Instead of just being a normal part of life.
So this is where Dr. Vishnoi offers something different, right?
Yeah.
A more, well, like we said, human approach.
Yes. He suggests thinking about health as, and I'm paraphrasing slightly here, the ability to adapt, recover, and thrive physically, mentally, and socially within the context of your own life.
Adapt, recover, and thrive.
The key shift there is huge. It's not about being in some perfect, unchanging state. It's dynamic. It's about how you navigate life's ups and downs.
And that phrase, in the context of your own life, that feels really important.
It's crucial because what thriving looks like for one person, given their situation, is going to be totally different from someone else.
Right. So, okay, it means someone who's managing a chronic illness really well. They can absolutely be seen as healthy, as thriving in their own context. And it means if you just have an off day, feel worn out, it doesn't mean your whole well-being journey is derailed.
Exactly. It's about that resilience, that capacity to bounce back, and respecting that everyone's path looks different.
Yeah.
Dr. Vishnoi uses some great examples. A young person dealing with, say, screen addiction and social media pressure, or a working parent juggling kids and career, probably sleep-deprived, or an older person maybe facing loneliness or recovering from an operation. Their idea of being well and the hurdles they face are completely unique. What hits home for you about that personalized view?
It just feels more realistic and maybe kinder. It lifts that pressure to be some perfect version of healthy. It acknowledges life is messy.
It does.
So if health is this adaptable personal thing, how does that change how we should think about wellness now?
Well, if health is about adapting and thriving in your life, then wellness stops being about chasing perfection. It becomes much more about finding balance.
Balance.
And Dr. Vishnoi suggests some key areas for that balance.
Right.
Obviously, physical care, eating, sleeping, moving. But also mental hygiene, managing stress, taking breaks, asking for help when you need it.
Right, not just the body stuff.
Not just the body stuff. Social connection is vital. Having people to talk to, feeling seen, and purpose. Having a sense of your why, even when things are difficult.
That makes sense. So it's not just about, running a marathon. It's also managing stress, connecting with people, feeling like your life has meaning.
Exactly. And he really stresses that wellness isn't some luxury item like a spa day you treat yourself to once in a while.
Although those are nice.
They are nice.
Right.
But real wellness is built in the small, consistent choices, the daily practice.
Okay.
Things like choosing whole foods more often, taking a short walk, breathing deeply for a minute, reaching out to a friend, small things. And crucially, it's not a checklist someone else gives you. You get to decide what those practices look like for you.
You have the agency. I like that.
You do.
Now, shifting gears slightly to the blog post. Dr. Vishnoi talks about these silent trade-offs of modern life. I think we kind of feel this, but maybe can't always name it. What does he mean by that?
He's pointing to the hidden costs, the things we don't always notice that come with our convenient lifestyles.
Okay, like what?
Like how easy it is to be sedentary now. Technology encourages it. And over time, that quietly puts strain on our hearts, our joints.
Right, you don't feel it immediately.
Not usually. Or screens. So convenient, but the constant exposure, eye fatigue, maybe messing with our sleep, even our mental clarity.
Definitely felt that.
Yeah. And processed foods, quick and easy, but often missing the nutrients we actually need. And just the chronic, low-level stress of being always on. That can subtly weaken our immune system, affect our mood.
And he calls them silent because, well, they creep up on us, right? We don't notice until something actually goes wrong, until it interferes with life.
Exactly. It often leads to being reactive, trying to fix a problem after it's already causing trouble, instead of proactively supporting our health all along. Like, you might not think about sitting all day until your back really starts hurting.
Yeah, been there.
So that leads nicely into this idea of giving your health a lifeline. What's that about?
It's about thinking of health support as continuous, not just a one-off fix when things break down.
Okay, like an ongoing support system.
Yeah. And he suggests practical ways to build it, like prioritizing routine care checkups, screenings. Think of them as early warning systems.
Makes sense.
Also, really listening to your body, paying attention to fatigue, pain, discomfort. Those aren't just annoyances, they're messages. They need attention.
Tuning in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then building wellness into daily life. Sustainable habits, walking regularly, trying to eat whole foods, protecting your sleep rather than these intense, like New Year's resolution type bursts that fizzle out.
Right. Sustainability over intensity. And part of that lifeline, he suggests, is knowledge. Understanding your own body, how it responds to stress, food, activity that empowers you.
So you're not just passively receiving healthcare.
Exactly. You become an active, informed participant in your own well-being journey.
You know, the pandemic really threw a lot of this into the spotlight, didn't it? The blog mentions a sort of post-pandemic wake-up call.
It really did. I think it forced a collective reckoning with health in many ways.
What were the main takeaways, do you think?
Well, first, just the stark reminder that health isn't guaranteed. It's fragile.
Yeah.
Second, the importance of prevention really hit home. And third, this idea that resilience, our ability to cope and recover, isn't something you just magically find in an emergency. It's built through consistent effort, day in, day out.
So it was a tough lesson, but maybe an opportunity to shift from just chasing cures to actively cultivating care.
I think that's a great way to put it, a chance to reevaluate priorities.
Okay, so taking all this on board, it's inspiring, but it can still feel like, okay, where do I even start?
Yeah.
What's a really small, concrete step someone could take, like today?
That connects really well with something Dr. Vishnoi mentions in his audio piece. It's a simple question he suggests asking yourself.
Okay.
Just ask, what do I need today to feel just a little more like myself?
Simple, but powerful.
It is. It shifts the focus from some huge, daunting overhaul to just one small, immediate thing. What's the one little nudge you need right now?
And he gives examples, right? Like,
Yeah, really practical things. Maybe it's just a 10-minute walk outside. Maybe it's deciding to turn your phone off an hour earlier tonight.
okay.
Or maybe it's saying no to something that you know will just drain you. Or even just pausing to mindfully drink a glass of water. Really small actions.
It's about tuning into what you need in this moment.
Precisely. And honoring that need with one small action.
That emphasis on starting small, building gradually, that makes it feel much more doable, doesn't it? Less overwhelming.
Absolutely. It's about those sustainable habits becoming just part of how you live, not some big project you have to manage.
Now, we've talked a lot about individual health, but also community. How does an organization like Supreme Medic, mentioned in the source material, fit into this bigger picture? Their announcement was about an investment collaboration supporting healthcare businesses.
Right. Supreme Medic works more on the structural side of healthcare. They're involved in things like hospital planning and design, helping recruit skilled staff, setting up essential infrastructure like operating theaters, medical gas pipelines, getting equipment, helping with accreditation.
So the foundational stuff.
Exactly. The behind-the-scenes work that makes effective healthcare delivery possible. By strengthening those foundations, they're helping to build, more robust healthcare system.
Which ultimately supports better community health and access to care.
That's the connection. It contributes to the overall ecosystem needed for proactive health and wellness, making sure the resources and facilities are there.
Okay, that makes sense. So wrapping this all up, what's the core message we're taking away from this deep dive?
I think the big takeaway is that health today isn't really about achieving some flawless, perfect state. That's probably unattainable anyway.
Yeah.
It's much more about self-awareness, understanding yourself and your needs. It's about self-kindness, not beating yourself up for not being perfect. And it's about consistent, small efforts that support your unique ability to adapt, recover, and hopefully thrive.
And just taking the time to listen to this, to think about these ideas.
Yeah.
That's actually a step, isn't it? Part of that awareness piece.
It absolutely is. It's engaging with the idea, which is where change starts. And as Dr. Vishnoy's blog series title suggests, your health deserves a lifeline. This is an ongoing thing.
Right, not a one-and-done conversation.
No. There's always more to explore, understanding body signals better, fitness, nutrition, when and how to seek help. It's a continuous journey of learning and adjusting.
So a final thought for everyone listening. As you go about your week, maybe just consider this. What's one small, consistent act of self-care you could commit to? Not because you feel you should or out of guilt, but purely out of a desire to nurture your own ability to adapt and thrive in your life right now. What could that one small thing be for you?